might be legs out or legs in, doesn't really matter. Coming into your space and softening your eyes. Taking some deep breaths. We're going to do some playful balancing today, and also a little bit of opening through the glutes and lower back, and then finish with a Yoga Nidra. Thank you for being here today. You're here for yourself and for each other, raising our vibrations so that we can spread the beautiful energy. Hi, Caroline. We just started. Relaxing into the afternoon energy. I invite you to soften your eyes and take a deep breath. Taking another big inhalation and then big exhalation, purifying your body of anything that it doesn't need. Softening your eyes and enjoying the space. Welcome, Julianne. Okay. So today we're going to do some playful balancing and some opening up through the glutes and lower back area. And we'll finish with a Yoga Nidra. Thank you for being here today. You're here for yourself and for each other in our yoga community, raising our vibration so that we can take that into our families and spread the lovely energy. Softening your eyes in a comfortable seated position. Relaxing into your space and tuning into the afternoon energy. I invite you to take a big deep breath in and a long exhale out, exhaling all the things that you don't need, purifying your body. As you come into your space, noticing the sounds in the distance and noticing the sounds inside your room. Sitting with a tall spine up on your sit bones, noticing the ground supporting underneath your sit bones, underneath your feet, underneath your legs. Scanning your body, exhaling into any areas of tightness. And noticing your mind, acknowledging any thoughts you have, but let them go. So with our balancing today, we're going to be setting our intention around grounding our energy. We're going to come into a position on all fours to begin our practice. So coming onto all fours, we're going to inhale and lift our chest and lift our gaze. And exhale into child's pose, having your knees wide and your feet together. And then inhaling, coming back onto all fours, lifting your chest. And exhaling into child's pose. Let's continue on using your breath to guide the movement. Starting to warm up through your body, through your spine and lower back. So inhale, lift, pause, and then exhale as you come back to child's pose. Continuing on for another 6 rounds at your own pace. I'll have to ask Elsa if you could, oh no, we're right now, good. Okay, so just continuing on, 2 more rounds. Inhale, come all the way up. And for our last round. Coming up to all 4. This time we're going to raise our chest and then tuck our toes under, coming up to downward dog, spreading our fingers and spreading our toes, walking our heels down towards the mat. A nice stretch through the back of the legs. This is our first downward dog for the practice, coming into a very comfortable home position. And then we're going to come back to our knees and we're going to do 6 rounds where we inhale, lift our chest, and then exhale, toes under, up to downward dog. And continue on for 5 more rounds. Really feeling that lovely stretch as you go into downward dog. We'll go 2 more rounds. Starting to notice the mobilization of your spine as you're warming through the body. And then coming back to all 4s. And we're going to do some cat-cows. So inhaling, lifting through the chest and the gaze, and exhale, bringing your spine up towards the ceiling, rounding it out towards the ceiling like the harbour bridge. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting your gaze, and then exhaling. Continue on for 4 more rounds. Focusing on your breath and bringing your energy and your focus internal. Just noticing the breath, noticing the chest expand as you inhale and as it goes down as you exhale. Then coming up into a downward dog and stepping forward to a forward fold. And we're going to inhale, come all the way up and bring our hands to Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to continue on with 4 more rounds, mobilizing the spine. As we inhale, lift our arms, lift our gaze, and exhale, folding forward. Just going at your own pace. And noticing how you're feeling through the lower back and through the back of the legs. Go 3 more rounds and then we're going to hold in the forward fold position. On your next inhalation, as you take your hands down towards the ground, you might like to tuck your fingers underneath your toes. And we're going to stay here for 6 breaths, letting your head fall heavy, letting your chest fall heavy, noticing the nice stretch through the back of the legs and through the lower back. Coming up to the last breath, and then we're going to inhale and come all the way back up. Stretch towards the ceiling and bring our hands to Anjali Mudra. Give your legs a little shake, and we're going to do some stretching towards the side. So bring our hands up back to mountain pose, stretching up nice and tall. And then going to exhale and go towards the left side and dropping the left hand down towards your leg. And then inhale back up to center, and then exhale to the right side. Just continuing on, we're going to do 4 more rounds on each side, feeling that nice stretch through the side of the body. Tuning into your breath and letting your breath initiate the movement. As you exhale, going to the side, inhale, coming back to center. We'll go 1 more round on each side. And then bring your hands back to Anjali Mudra. From here, we're going to go into a little spinal twist. So you can bring your hands out to the side as you inhale. You can have them straight out, or you can bring them to cactus, whichever you prefer. So we're going to exhale and we're going to go to the right side. Just make sure you've got enough room. And inhale back to center, and then exhale to the left side. So we're doing a lot of spine mobilization today as we warm up. And we'll go 1 more each side. And then coming back to center. From here, we're going to go into a warrior sequence. So coming down towards the back of your mat, turn your left foot out to the side and stepping forward with your right foot into warrior 1. As you inhale, bring your arms up towards the ceiling with your right knee bent over the top of your ankle. I'm going to stay here for 4 breaths, noticing the stretch through the left hip and stretching up through the shoulders. And on your next inhalation, we're going to go to a warrior 2. And then inhale, bring the left hand down, the right hand up, taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. Noticing again that stretch through the left hip. And then exhale, bringing that right hand down towards your right foot and taking the left hand up to the sky, up to the ceiling, into triangle pose, lengthening out the right leg. Just going to stay here for 4 breaths, noticing this stretch through the hamstring on the right leg. Then bringing your left hand down to the mat. Inhale as you take your right hand up to the ceiling into a triangle twist. We're going to stay here for 4 breaths, taking your gaze up towards the right side You may like to elevate your left hand a little bit. If you have a block there, you could lift up a little bit. And then bring the hand back down to frame that foot. We're going to inhale, bring your arms all the way back up to the sky, stretching up. And then we're going to fold forward again, this time into humble warrior. So clasping our hands behind our back, lifting our chest, and then exhale as we fold forward into humble warrior. Lengthening through the right leg, bringing your gaze down towards the right foot. I'm going to stay here 2 more breaths. And then releasing your hands down to the mat. Bringing your weight forward on that front leg. And we're going to lift the left foot off the ground into keeping both of our hands on the ground. So into a little balancing position. Staying here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly lowering that left foot down to the mat. And inhale, bring your hands back up to Anjali Mudra, then walking your feet together. Give them a little bit of a shake, and we'll go to the other side. So this time we're going to take the right foot out to the side and step forward with the left, going into Warrior One, bending through the left knee and bringing the hands up towards the ceiling, raising your gaze and raising your chest. Noticing that stretch through the right hip this time. We'll stay here for 4 more breaths. Then going into Warrior Two, stretching the left hand to the front, right hand to the back, taking your gaze to the front, to the left hand. For 2 breaths, noticing the strengthening through the thigh on the left side. Then inhale, lifting your left hand and take the right hand down to the back knee. Take your gaze up to the left hand up to the ceiling, staying here for 2 breaths. And then taking the left hand down to the mat and the right hand up to the ceiling into triangle. Taking your gaze up to the right hand for 4 breaths here. Lengthening through that left leg. Noticing the stretch through the back of the left leg. And 1 more breath, bringing your right hand down to the mat. Inhale as you lift your left hand up to the ceiling into a twisted triangle for 4 breaths here. And then bringing the left hand down. Inhale, come all the way back up. And we're going to go into humble warrior. So bring your hands behind, clasping them behind your back. As you inhale, lift your chest and raise your gaze. Feeling that squeeze through the shoulders, and exhale, fold forward. Take your gaze down to the left foot. I'm going to stay here for 4 breaths. And noticing the stretch through the back of the left leg. From here, we're going to release the hands down to the mat to frame the left foot. Taking your weight forward onto the left leg and lifting the right foot up. I'm going to stay here for 4 breaths. Starting to feel the balancing, noticing the stabilizers in your ankle and your knees. And then slowly lowering that right foot down to the mat and coming all the way back up again into Anjali Mudra. Give your legs a shake. From here, we're going to move into a new posture that we haven't done before. So I'll just show you, and you can modify it to suit yourself as well. So this one's called Lord of the Dance. So we inhale, we lift up. And then we exhale, and we're going to take alternate arm and legs. So we've got our right hand forward and our left leg back. And from here, you can stay in this position, or you can reach back to grab onto that left foot. Oops. You might want to be near a wall so that you can balance yourself a little bit better. So from here, we're going to go into this position, but you don't have to. You can just stay in this one. So let's give that a go. So coming to the back of the mat. So you might want to be near a wall so that you've got something to grab hold of. So we're going to inhale, lift our gaze, and then we're going to exhale. We're going to take our right hand forward and our left leg back, getting nice and stable in that position. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. So you can stay here if you want for a couple more breaths, or you can reach back with the left hand to grab the left foot and take it up for 2 more breaths. And then slowly bring that foot back down to the mat and give your legs a little shake. Whew, well done, everyone. And then we'll take it to the other side. So this time we're going to be, we'll inhale, lifting up, and then exhale as we fold forward, bring the left hand forward and the right foot back. Staying here for 4 breaths. You can be near a wall if you need to be. You can stay here if you want. And if you feel ready, you can reach back with that right hand, grabbing the right foot. I think I'm just going to go towards the wall and coming up. Whoops. And as you come up, feeling that stretch through the thigh on the right side for 2 breaths, and then releasing the hand and slowly bringing the foot down to the mat. Well done, everyone. Nice job. Give your legs a little shake. So that was our pinnacle pose for today. We're going to come back down into the mat now. And from here, just getting our breath back again into table position. We're going to take our hands a little forward and bring our body forward into an upward dog. I'm going to stay here for 6 breaths, noticing that stretching through the spine and through the chest and through the shoulders. Stretching through the abs as well. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to tuck our toes under and go up into a downward dog for 6 breaths. Bringing your heels back towards the mat now. Coming back to intention around grounding ourselves, grounding our energy. Let's have 3 more breaths here. And then bring your knees back to the mat. And we're going to stand on our knees and do a little sequence. It's a little bit different to what we've done before, so I'll just show you one round of it. So we're going to inhale, lift up, and exhale, we're going to come down into a downward dog. And then inhale back to neutral position. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale back into standing on our knees. Exhale to child's pose. And then inhale to upward dog. Bring your hands a little forward. Exhale to child. And then inhale, coming back to standing on your knees. Okay, so let's do that together. We'll do a couple of rounds. So starting on your knees, standing on your knees. So we're going to inhale, lift our arms, lift our gaze. Exhale, we're going to come down, bring our hands to the mat and tuck our toes under to downward dog. And then inhale, coming back to neutral position. Exhale to child. And then inhale, come back up, standing on your knees. And exhale to child's pose. Inhale, taking your hands a little forward and coming up into an upward dog. And then exhale to child's pose. And inhale, coming up to standing back on your knees again. Okay, so let's do that sequence one more time, but we'll do a couple of breaths in each position. So inhaling, coming all the way up. And taking a couple of breaths here, really feeling that stretch and feel the opening through the front of the hips. And then we're going to exhale and bring our hands down to the mat, come into downward dog. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Just noticing that stretching, letting your heels go down towards the mat, feeling the stretch through the legs and the shoulders. And then inhale, bringing your knees down to the mat into a neutral position, taking a couple of breaths here. Just going inward and tuning into your breath. And then exhaling into child's pose. Bringing your buttocks down to your heels, stretching your arms forward. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. And then inhaling, standing on your knees. And exhaling back to child's. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then taking your hands a little forward and bringing your body through into an upward dog for a couple of breaths and feeling that stretch and feeling the opening through the lower back. Exhaling into child's pose. Staying here for a couple of breaths and seeing if you can surrender a little bit more down towards the floor. Bringing your forehead down towards the mat. And then inhale, we're going to come back up to standing on our knees. Nice. Okay, so from here we're going to go into a little bit more of glute opening with a pigeon pose. So from here we're going to come into a neutral position. And we're going to take our left knee to the left side of the mat and bring our left foot to the right hand side of the mat. And from here, we're going to slide the right leg back. So you can stay in this position here if you like. You should be feeling a nice stretch through the glutes and the leg on top of the leg on the left hand side. So you can stay here if you want, or you can bring your elbows down to the mat and relax into a pigeon pose. From here, we're going to take 6 deep breaths. As you inhale, take a big inhalation in and exhale deeply to let go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Just let go of any gases to purify your system. Noticing the stretch through the glute on the left-hand side, softening your eyes and relaxing into this stretch. Taking 3 more deep breaths. And then coming back up onto your hands and sliding that left leg back. So you left and right knee together. And then we're going to surrender into child's pose to rinse out our spine. And stay here for a couple of breaths. And then coming back onto all four. And we're going to take the right knee forward on the right hand side of the mat and the right foot towards the left side of the mat, raising your chest and raising your gaze, and then sliding that left leg back till you feel a nice stretch through the right glute and hip. So you can stay here if you want, or you can come down a little lower. And we're going to take 6 breaths. Again, taking a deep breath in and a big breath out. Purifying your system for anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Noticing that stretch through the right glute. 3 more breaths here. And on the next inhalation, bringing your hands back to the mat, lifting through the chest, and slide your right knee back next to the left knee, taking your knees wide and your feet together, and surrendering down into child's pose. Coming down nice and low, bringing your forehead towards the mat, staying here for 3 breaths, rinsing out our spine. And then coming back onto all four, and we're going to go over onto our back and hug our knees up to our chest. From here, you can do whatever your body needs. You might need to do some circles on your lumbar spine to loosen off your lower back. Just taking some deep breaths and moving from side to side. You might want to bring your knees towards your body as you exhale and inhale as you take them back. Just whatever your body needs. And from here, reaching through to your feet into happy baby. This is a nice position to loosen off through that lower back area. Just giving your body a little bit of movement. And then releasing your feet, bringing them down to the mat. So you have your legs bent, knees bent, feet on the ground, taking your arms out to each side. And we're going to exhale as we drop our knees to the left and gaze to the right. Staying here for 3 breaths. Noticing that stretch through the right-hand side of the body. Keeping your shoulders on the mat, a nice stretch through the front of the chest as well. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center. And exhale, take them to the right and gaze to the left. Taking 3 deep breaths here and releasing the stretch through the left side of the body. And inhale back to center. Bringing your feet together and your knees to the side. Coming into butterfly pose. Bring hands down to your inner thighs, and we're going to relax here for 6 breaths. Just noticing the stretch through the inner thighs and opening out, letting the ground support us from our feet to our buttocks, our upper back, shoulders and head. Just tuning into your body again and noticing how it's feeling. Taking 2 more breaths here. And inhaling, bringing your knees together. Lift up through our hips, our feet, our heels back to our buttocks. Bringing your hands down, face down on the mat. Then inhaling, lift up through the hips. And we're going to take our hands overhead to the floor behind the heads. Lifting up high, squeeze through the buttocks, bringing the chin to chest. As you exhale, slowly lowering your spine and bring your hands back over to the ground beside your body. And inhale, lifting up again through the hips, bringing the hands overhead. Really squeezing up nice and tall, chin to chest. And then exhale back down. Do 4 more of these at your own pace, sliding your heels back towards your buttocks again. Really giving the spine a really nice stretch. Squeezing through the buttocks. And 2 more rounds to go. Sliding your heels in again if you need to. From here, we're going to go into an inversion. We're going to lift our feet up. You can take your legs up the wall if you want, or you can put something underneath your hips to go into a supported shoulder stand, or you can actually lift up into a shoulder stand, a half shoulder stand. So inhaling and lifting up your body. If you're in a shoulder stand, holding your hips like that, and holding a bowl of fruit and bring your elbows together. If you're up the wall, giving your legs a little shake so they're nice and light, moving through ankles. We're going to stay here for 10 breaths. This one's great for your lymphatic system and for your immunity. If you're in a half shoulder stand, you might like to drop your feet over your head, bring your toes down towards the mat. If you have legs up the wall, you might like to take your legs wider. If you're in the shoulder stand, you might like to bend your knees so you bring your knees down towards your ears. We're going to stay here for 5 more breaths. And if you have your feet up the wall, you might like to take your knees wide and your soles of your feet together. And then as you exhale, slowly bring your spine back down. Coming back down into Savasana. So getting yourself nice and comfortable now. So laying on your back in Savasana. If you have a blanket or a cardigan, you might like to put that on so you're nice and warm. So just getting it really comfortable because we're going to be here for about 15 minutes. Relaxing into the floor. Taking 3 deep relaxing breaths. If you have an eye pillow, you might like to put that over your eyes. Be aware of the sounds in the distance. Moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body laying in Savasana. Notice your alignment, your chin lower than forehead, your spine aligned, your fingers away from the floor, as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your natural breath and keep it completely spontaneous. Repeating your intention mentally 3 times with feeling, and rotating your consciousness around your body, starting with your right hand thumb, forefinger, finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and move your consciousness to your left side. Left hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and move your attention to the back of your body, your heels, back of your legs, buttocks, back, shoulder, arms, hands, whole spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of your breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Checking your awareness that you're still awake. Awakening the feeling of warmth. The whole body is warm. Your arms are warm. Your legs are warm. Your whole body is warm. Now awaken the feeling of coolness in your body. Imagine the whole body is cool. Your arms are cool. Your legs are cool. Your whole body is cool. Bring your awareness to the front of your closed eyes. Imagine the following objects as they are named: a setting sun, a red rose, a beautiful garden, clear blue sky, a rainbow, the sound of the ocean, an elephant, an eagle, the smell of the rain, a beautiful sunrise, purple lavender. Now is the time in your practice to repeat your intention again 3 times. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body resting in Savasana. aware of the room that you're in and the surrounds, the floor, the ceiling, the sounds inside the room and outside the room. Recall the time of day and know that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowl. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Taking a few more deep breaths and stretching your arms over your head. Stretching out through your body and gently rolling to one side. Taking a couple of breaths there. You can stay there if you like, if you want to rest a little longer, or you can come into a seated position. We're going to complete the practice with an Om. You can join me if you want, but you don't have to. Mudra. And a big breath in, and then let it go. Another deep breath in. Om. Thank you for being here today, for all that you do for yourself, nurturing your body with a yoga practice, raising your vibration so you can raise the vibration of everyone around you, supporting each other. Namaste. Bringing your hands to your forehead for kind thoughts and to your lips for kind words and to your heart for a kind heart. Thank you, ladies. Hope you have a great afternoon. Drink plenty of water. How are you feeling? I might just take a photo of you all before you go. Okay, yeah, nice. Give me your namaste. Great. Nice work, everyone.
Thank you. It was lovely.
Oh, good, good.
Thank you very much. I'm going to eat something as I'm starving. I'm just getting overweight. But thank you. It was great.
Good.